Utah Valley, entertaining NJIT tonight. It's Great West Conference action coming your way. The two teams expected to battle for the championship. Coming up next, right here on UVU TV. Welcome to the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. We're in Orem, Utah, where tonight the Wolverines of UVU, 7-9 overall, open Great West Conference play by entertaining the Highlanders of NJIT, who come in here with a 6-8 record. Should be a fun game tonight. Hello again, everybody. Jim McCullough along with Matt Peterson. NJIT and UVU. Sometimes a lot of folks don't know much about either one of these two, but these two sure know a lot about each other.
Yeah, played for a number of years. When I played several years ago, we played against the Highlanders, so Wolverines are going to be very familiar with what they're going to try and run and vice versa. So, it makes for what team can really execute their game plan coming in and, who's going to come out the victor.
14th meeting between these two. UVU's won 11 out of the first 13 meetings. Usually I let you pick the key players of the game. I've already done that in my mind, but I'm going to let you go ahead and name them, then I'll tell you whether I'm right or wrong.
Yeah,
I'm always right.
Yes,
when
of course.
I do that.
For NJIT, we're going to take a look at Chris Flores coming in on the year.
I'm right.
Yep, bingo. Senior guard, averaging 16.5 points per game on the season. The last time that these two teams played, he had 27 points in overtime. So, clearly he's going to be someone to focus on. And for UVU, coming off a career game, Holden Hunsaker, guards, coming in, average, last game he had 37 points. And so which of these two players, maybe they match up against one another during the game, maybe not, but those are going to be the key players to watch in tonight's game. I
got them both, by the way, in case you were keeping track at home. All right, keys to the game. If you're UVU, how do you win this thing tonight, man?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. They've got to rebound. They were out-rebounded in their last game against Chattanooga. They gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, so defensive rebounding is going to be key for UVU tonight. They've got to contain the 1-2 punch of the Highlanders, Chris Flores, as we mentioned, and then Ryan Woods, who's averaging 14 points per game on the season as well. So that 1-2 punch they definitely have to contain and establish the home court presence. This court has been very good to UVU over the years. They play with a lot more energy, and I think they play with a lot more focus here at home. NJIT has not won a game on the road yet this season, so coming in, it would seem that UVU has the advantage, but let's see if those keys or how those keys play out during the game.
Yeah, it should be fun. Highlanders 0-6 away from their home court there in New Jersey. 6-8 overall. Wolverines, though, 7-9. All sorts of other interesting stats that we'll throw at you during the game. This one is a very intriguing matchup. Tell you what, we're going to take a break here on our Costa Vida pregame show. When we get back, starting lineups and your opening tip. That's all coming up next here on UVU TV.
was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Welcome back to Orem, Utah. NJIT and UVU getting set to open conference play in the Great West Conference last year for Utah Valley in the conference. Here's the starting lineups for NJIT. They lead the conference in scoring at 70 points a game. Chris Flory's leading scorer at 16.5. He's the leading scorer in the conference. PJ Miller gets the start alongside Flory's at guard. Daquan Holiday at forward. He's a 6'7", 205-pounder. Ryan Woods at guard, third leading scorer in the conference, and Sean McCarthy, a senior, 6'10" center. They've got some height, they've got some quickness. 6'2", 6'3", 6'7", 6'5", and 6'10". That's your starting lineup for NJIT, averaging 70 points a game, giving up 65 points a game. The Highlanders of NJIT, coached by Jim Ingles in his 5th season at NJIT, and he has really turned that program around, Matt. 47-91 is his record, but last year they were just 15 and they were 15 and 17, and just 3 years ago they had only won one game the entire season. So he's doing a great job.
Yeah, definitely, and as I said, seen a lot of the progress that their team has made over the years, and a lot of credit needs to be given to him because they've improved every single year. You've seen the teams get a lot better throughout the year, so great job of coaching on his part.
NJIT, as we mentioned, #1 scoring team in the conference. UVU, #2 scoring team in the conference, 67 points a game. Before you get the official introduction from the arena announcer, I'll go over the starting lineups here. Keavi Enos gets the surprise start at shooting guard, a 6'1" junior from Mesa, Arizona. Holton Hunsaker, though, starting again. He hasn't missed a start now in 2.5 seasons. 13.3 a game. He's a junior from North Salt Lake City, Utah. Alfonso Hubbard out of Gallup, New Mexico, averaging 11 points a game as a senior. Nick Thompson, UVU's first ever triple-double a week ago yesterday in that Dr. Pepper Classic in Chattanooga. Nick Thompson averaging 11 points a game. And Ben Aird, the leading rebounder in the conference, starts at center. Now, here's Eric Allen for the starting lineup for UVU.
And now, the starting lineup for our UVU Wolverines.
Let's go.
At forward, a 6'4" senior from Gallup, New Mexico, #20, Alfonso Hubbard. Another forward, a 6'9" senior from Clearfield, Utah, #22, Nick Thompson. At center, a 6'9" junior from Bountiful, Utah, #34, Big Ben Aird. At guard, a 6'1" junior from Mesa, Arizona, #3, Keavi Enos. And the other guard, a 6' junior from North Salt Lake City, #12, Holton Hunsaker. Head coach of the Wolverines is Dick Hunsaker, with assistants Mike Kelly, Steve Payne, Paul Moss, and Sean Detweiler.
Wolverines coached by Dick Hunsaker. Coach Hunsaker in his 11th season here at Utah Valley University. Career record here at UVU, 194 wins versus 119 losses. Overall in his career, Hunsaker, 361 wins in 11 seasons. Coach Dick Hunsaker on his way to having a little plaque, I believe, when he finally does retire here at UVU in the Hall of Fame. Anytime you win nearly 400 games, good things are going to come your way when all is said and done. Wolverines at home this season, 3-2. Highlanders, we talked about it before the break. Matt mentioned it. They haven't won a game on the road yet this year. 0-6. In fact, they haven't won on the road now since last February of 2012. It's been almost a year since they won a game on the road.
And that's pretty unusual at any level of basketball, seeing that type of streak. So, you know that they know about it, and they're going to try and break that streak.
We're underway here in Orem, Utah. First game of the year in the Great West Conference between the two teams that a lot of folks are picking to battle it out for that championship. NJIT and UVU. It's Ryan Woods into the hands of McCarthy. promptly throws it out of bounds into the first or second row fans. You arrive late here, you pretty much get a souvenir sometimes.
Yeah, hey, that was well overthrown, and I think it bounced right off the rail over there. So, you know, a good defensive possession, a nice switch inside, and a good job of Nick Thompson holding his ground, not allowing the offensive player to back him down.
Inside Hubbard, Fonz misses. NJIT with the rebound. Inside, PJ Miller. NJIT up early, 2-0.
Yeah, a little bit of a lax defensive effort there transition-wise. Wolverines not able to get back and match up, and here goes NJIT off and running again.
Well, just like that, 4-0. And NJIT wants to take a timeout. Really? Coach Jim Ingles sort of had a look on his face like, well, I didn't really want a timeout, but he got it. Now, why would NJIT take the timeout when they jump ahead 4-0?
I don't know, and he doesn't seem too happy over there either. I don't know what he was talking about. Maybe he wasn't pleased with the defensive effort so far, albeit we're, you know, a minute 6 seconds into the ball game. But you know, he's brought some intensity tonight. You can definitely see that in the way that he's addressing his team in the huddle there. So, you know, the Wolverines got an okay shot that very first possession, and you know, a turnover. Yeah, that could be a key going forward here, is how well can the Wolverines get back in transition defense, maybe off of any missed shot or any type of turnover. NJIT looks like they're out and running, and maybe this was an adjustment that they're making because they've dropped into a 2-3 zone.
Nick Thompson. It will belong to UVU. Nick Thompson, as I mentioned earlier, coming off a triple-double last week in Chattanooga in the first round of the Dr. Pepper Classic. UVU's first ever triple-double. In fact, he's one of only 7 players in Division I who have a triple-double this season. Ben Aird stripped of it. NJIT on the run. The first shot missed from Miller, but Holiday follows.
Yeah, once again, off of a turnover, a block shot, NJIT out and running. You know, they're making their objective clear. How they're trying to get going tonight is that they want to get out in transition, and they've had great success so far.
Minute and a half gone. UVU looking for their first point. Keavi Enos diving for it. Enos helps UVU maintain possession. Fonz misses from outside. McCarthy with the rebound for NJIT. 6-0 with 2 minutes deep here in Orem. Flores drives in and runs over either Hunsaker or Fonz, or both.
Yeah, I think that was a good job of rotation by both players. I think that it was Alfonso Hubbard that got over there. As you see the drive, now Alfonso did a nice job of rotating over, squaring himself up, and you know, Holton was there as well, but I think it was Alfonso that took the brunt of it.
Finally, UVU on the board. Ben Aird.
Well executed play there. There was great timing to that play. The screens were set right when they needed to along the baseline. The ball rotated around the perimeter as it needed to as well, and Ben Aird with an easy layup.
UVU 1 of 4 shooting. NJIT 3 of 4 to start this one. Baseline jumper no good from Flores. Rebound comes down to Holiday. Well, I was about to say it was a turnover. Yeah, it is. Ben Aird dives on it and quickly calls timeout. Smart play from Big Ben. Ben Aird had a tough Dr. Pepper Classic. Well, yes and no. His first game on Friday, it was a 2-game deal last weekend. He had 26 points. In the second game, that's only 2. For those not familiar with NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, they're in Newburgh. Founded in 1881, just a hair under 10,000 students, the Highlanders. Great West Conference right now, but Great West Conference will be no more at the end of this athletic season. So NJIT will be right now independent. They're hoping for a conference bid from someone. Probably will not be the Western Athletic Conference. Geographically, that doesn't seem to fit. Although you could ask Boise State and San Diego State about that.
Yeah, I was going to say
geographic thing, huh?
Yeah, San Diego State going possibly to the Big East.
Yeah, Boise State pulled back, right?
I believe so.
Every week, Matt, we talk. It's a change on somebody every week.
Well, and it affects everybody. There's a trickle down effect when that happens.
Hubbard misses baseline. NJIT with the rebound. PJ Miller. Foul going to go against UVU.
And he has been so aggressive. PJ Miller, whether he's getting the outlet, you see definitely a reach-in foul there from Holton, but PJ Miller has been the catalyst so far for the energy that NJIT has, because he's getting those outlet passes and he's out and going.
Chris Flores misses from NBA range. Flores, the second best three-point shooter on this NJIT team, right behind Ryan Woods.
You see NJIT now going out of the zone, going back into a man-to-man defense. So they're rotating, they're switching up a lot of their defenses early on.
Kayavi will take a three. NJIT with a rebound. Rebounding has been an Achilles heel for the Wolverines, offensive rebounding, this entire season. They just don't pull down a lot of them. Woods gives over to Nowicki. Now to the corner, the jumper coming from Ryan Woods. Defensive rebounds, no problem for the Wolverines. It's offensive rebounds. Taking it all the way, missing the shot. And when we get back from this media timeout, Wolverines down by 4.
Now fans, welcome back to the floor. The UVU dance.
We're in Orem. NJIT with a 4-point lead. Both teams not exactly coming out blistering. UVU just 1 of 7 shooting. NJIT 3 of 7 shooting. Ben Aaron's got Utah Valley's only 2 points. Yeah, that's good news for Ben because he only had 2 points in his last game, so already matched that.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of matchups here as far as what both teams have done, and I think a tough matchup for Keawe Enos guarding Chris Flores, as we've talked about. Holden's had a tough task so far of guarding PJ Miller. It's just been some good individual defense so far for both teams.
Kai Howard into the game for NJIT, takes it in. It'll be NJIT basketball. Flores has it. Kai Howard.
Basket is good for foul charge number 20 Alfonso Hubbard. His first, second team foul. For 0, Kai Howard.
See a nice replay here of Kai Howard driving. Excuse me, that's Chris Flores driving, but off of the miss, Kai Howard's coming in from the weak side, getting the offensive rebound. Once again, we just talked about how UVU, their Achilles heel so far this season, has been giving up those offensive rebounds another time there. But it's got to be a whole team effort in order to come up with those offensive rebounds, as you see almost see a full court press here from NJIT.
Hunsaker with the floater. Colton Hunsaker pulls the Wolverines to within 9-4. His first 2 points of the night. Chris Flores over left side. Howard, hanging jumper. Fonz with the rebound.
Yeah, nice defensive possession there. A good job of crashing the offensive glass, or excuse me, the defensive glass, not allowing any offensive rebounds there.
Wolverines, everybody on the floor touching on this possession. Ben Aird finishes it off.
Nice pass there from Alfonso. He was getting double teamed on the block, and nice job of Ben making himself available, coming to the basket there. Is getting very physical inside between Ben Aird and Sean McCarthy. Both players battling for position inside. It's been a good matchup so far.
Sidnor drives in, can't get it to go. Ben with the rebound. Wolverines can tie this thing with a 3. Ben tried. NJIT with the rebound. Howard coming back. Nowicki. Officials looking at each other.
Technical foul.
Holt and Hunsaker are going to be called for the foul. His second, third team foul.
I believe what they're obviously calling a block on Holton, but I saw one official point as if he was inside the circle. Didn't get a good shot of it on the replay there, but I believe, and sorry, I'm watching the official there. He put his whistle back in his mouth, almost giving Coach Hunsaker a technical foul there, but that was the argument, whether or not he was inside the circle, and Coach Hunsaker obviously didn't think he was, and the official called it as he was.
(10-6) NJIT. .5 minutes left, first half.
Once again, this full court pressure, Wolverines had no problem breaking it last time, and none this time either.
Nick Thompson finishes it off.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if NJIT goes back to that with how easy they've broken the last 2 full court pressures. That's the easiest way to get a defense out of it, is to get easy shots and get layups like that.
Hunsaker, career high 8 threes in his last game, misses this one. NJIT comes away with it. 3-on-2. Dish off inside. Holiday.
That was a tough finish there from Holiday. There was contact between him and Holton underneath on the block there, but on those long threes, if the Wolverines take a quick shot, they get a long 3, a long rebound. NJIT is out and running. The Wolverines got to do a better job of getting back in transition.
Ball on the floor. Keabi dives for it. I believe they're going to call a jump ball on this one.
Jump ball. Utah volleyball. Checking in for
UVU makes a couple of substitutions. Holton Hunsaker will take a seat with those 2 fouls, replaced by Antoine Hosley. Taylor Brown comes in for Alfonso Hubbard.
Yeah, back to his own here. So, it's interesting and fun to watch how often NJIT has changed up their defense. It's Wolverine guards have done a really nice job of recognizing early what defense they're in.
Keabi Enos hits just his 6th 3-pointer this season. He hasn't been in there. He only averages about 10 points a game. He started tonight. Pulls the Wolverines to within 1. Taylor Brown, who's just been Mr. Hustle every time he's been in there this season. Another media timeout. NJIT with a 1-point lead over UVU here in Orem.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
Both teams shooting exactly 5 of 13 from the floor tonight, but overall, Matt, the season statistics coming into this one, interesting story.
Yeah, pretty close. You look at points per game, NJIT with a 3-point advantage there. Wolverines shoot it a little bit better overall from the field, 46% to 41. Very even on the 3-point shooting. Rebounds per game, assists per game, and steals per game, NJIT with a clear advantage. And we've seen the aggressiveness that NJIT plays with, which definitely would show why they average 9 steals per game. So, once again, we've seen a lot this year, Jim. On paper, teams evenly matched, but that's why they play it. And Antoine Holsley comes away with a steal of his own on the inbounds.
Keavi, another 3. Airball that one, NJIT's. Kai Howard was there. So the Highlanders coming back the other way. Working it inside. I think they're going to count the basket. Yes, basket will count. Foul's going to go against Taylor Brown.
Yeah, see the drive here. Late rotation there. No one there to help. Keavi had to come a long distance in there to help. This is what I've seen so far from NJIT's offense is look to spread it out, look to get a lot of spacing on the perimeter, and get it into the hands of their skill players, whether it be P.J. Miller, Chris Flores, Daquan Holiday, whoever has the ball on the perimeter. Daquan more of an interior player, but get the ball into their hands and let them drive. A lot of their offense has come so far from driving to the basket.
Nick Thompson gives over to Taylor. 9 minutes deep into this game. Just a 3-point lead for NJIT. They've never won here in Orem, Utah. 0-6. Baseline drive from Woods. Didn't get it to go. Foul on the rebound, though. Going to go against NJIT's Nweke.
Yeah, you're going to see him come flying over the top here. It's like he came over the back of Nick Thompson there. Nice job by Nick of creating contacts to force, going over the back to get the basket. Once again, another getting that ball out in transition, pushing the ball up the court. Even though they only have 2 points on fast break baskets, it seemed like a lot more just because that's been their tempo that they've come up with so far. And if they don't have it, they're looking to go and get into their offense immediately.
Keavi faked the 3, kicks it back outside to Hosley. 15-second shot clock. Nice dish off. Ben Aird blocked. NJIT basketball. Chris Flores up top now to P.J. Miller. Halfway through the first half. Nice move inside. Chris Flores. Wow. Oh, that was P.J. Miller. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, but
still a nice
still
move.
A nice move. I mean, he got a screen up top from Daquan Holiday. P.J. is a left-handed player. So coming off of his left to his left, just made a really nice quick move to the basket and kind of a jackknife shot up and in. And NJIT going back into this zone, and let's see if the Wolverines can try and get the ball in the middle of the court, get it into Nick's hands, and let him create.
Fourth turnover already for the Wolverines. That's Chris Flores with the basketball. Trying to create some space, instead runs over Ben Aird. Officials, I think we're going to disagree, but they're going to call a charge.
Yeah, nice job with Ben there, moving his feet. You see how he fights to get over there, doesn't let Chris turn the corner there. Nice job of moving his feet and staying in position and not giving up on the play, not just letting the perimeter player go around him. Really nice job of defense there and help defense from Ben Aird.
5-point lead for NJIT. UVU yet to lead in this game. Antoine Hosley, NBA three. Rims off. Nick Thompson tried to bang it off an NJIT player. Instead, Highlanders on the run. Taylor Brown steps in front of it. He's on the break. Stripped away from behind by P.J. Miller. And it'll belong to NJIT.
Great hustle there from both teams. Action going, back and forth. Both teams doing a nice job of saving the ball before it goes out of bounds. Definitely an up-tempo, higher pace game that we've seen. One of the higher pace games that we've seen so far, and I think it suits both teams really well.
Ryan Woods got the three to go. That's their first three of the game. NJIT now out in front 19-11. It's a 7-0 run for the Highlanders. Wolverines have been known to give up some big time runs this season. Fade away from Hosley will not go, so NJIT yet with another possession. Coming up on 8 minutes left here in the first half. Another turnover. All right. 7 turnovers for NJIT. Make it 8 now officially. 6 for UVU. That's 14 turnovers already, Matt, in the first 12 minutes of the game.
Yeah, we said how it's been an up-tempo, higher paced game, and turnovers have just added to that with both teams turning the ball over a lot. So you got to like the pace, got to like the tempo. You just don't like how well each team is taking care of the ball.
3-point attempt, no good. Followed by Taylor Brown, will not go. NJIT with it. Off the glass, P.J. Miller misses. Wolverines with the rebound. We've mentioned a couple times, we call them NBA threes. The white stripe, the 3-point line you see on each end, that is the NBA 3-point line. The NCAA line is where the two shades of wood come together, the light and the dark. The NBA development team used to play here, and so that's why the stripe is there. The UCCU Center has not yet removed that stripe. Sort of confuses some teams when they come in here. That was just a long 2 that was missed there by Antoine Hosley. 19-11. Just 25% shooting for UVU, 44% for NJIT. And we haven't mentioned it yet, Matt, and I guess we won't because we got a media timeout. I'll talk more about what I was going to say coming back. Some very interesting statistical matchups. 6:27 to play, first half. UVU's down by 8.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
NJIT with an 8-point lead over Utah Valley. There's been a lot of interesting action going on in this game.
Yeah, we've mentioned clearly the up-tempo, the frantic pace, teams turning the basketball over. I think both teams need to settle down just a little bit.
At halftime, we'll be lucky enough to be joined by Ben Kerr, UVU's All-American wrestler, who's attempting to make the U.S. Olympic wrestling team. Ben Kerr, if you're not familiar with him, just an incredibly inspiring story. A young man just has battled his whole life to overcome odds after odds after odds. So it should be fun. Wolverine basketball, 6:20 to play, first half. They're down by 8. Biggest lead for NJIT is right now. Zach Jones into the game for the Wolverines. Will Sinclair also making his first appearance for the UVU. Alfonso with the basketball, the only starter into the game. Shot clock at 2. Zach has to just throw up a prayer. Shot clock went off while that ball was in the air. Since it did not hit the rim, that goes in the book as a turnover for UVU.
A great possession there for defensive possession for NJIT. That was, they forced the Wolverines around the perimeter the entire possession. They weren't able to get any penetration dribble-wise, and they weren't able to get the ball inside. So, really nice job of total team defensive effort there from the Highlanders.
NJIT, started to mention before we went to the break, #1 in the conference in shooting percentage at 46%. Back that off, UVU #1 in the conference, but NJIT #1 in the conference in shooting defense percentage. That time, UVU giving up the 2. 10-point lead on a 9-0 run for NJIT. Taylor Brown for 3. That won't go. Zach can't get the follow. And Will Sinclair going to be called for climbing the back on the attempted rebound.
The Wolverines are really struggling shooting the basketball. I believe that
5
of 23, 1 of 12 from the three-point line, and they do have 7 turnovers. NJIT has 14 points in the paint compared to only 6 for UVU, and they've turned those seven turnovers into 7 points. So, Wolverines, they've got to have some help on the offensive end with nearly all their starters out at the moment, except for Alfonso. They've got to have someone step up who's come in off of the bench.
Fonz has it over to Hosley, wide open for a 3. Antoine Hosley's first points of the night. NJIT's lead cut to 7. Inside to Holiday. That time up and in by Nowicki.
Wolverines are doing a good job getting in the passing lane, swiping at the ball, knocking it loose at times. They just have been unfortunate on a couple times coming up with the basketball.
Taylor Brown can't get it to go. He's 0 for 2 from beyond the stripe. And again, that offensive rebounding that we talked about earlier, just killing the Wolverines. Right now they're being out-rebounded 20-11. Baseline drive from Nowicki. It'll belong to NJIT when we get back from this media timeout. 3:27 to play. Wolverines down by 9 here in Orem.
dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Last weekend, the Wolverines were in Chattanooga for the annual Dr. Pepper Classic. They won the first game on Friday, knocking off Austin Peay 84-77. Ben Aird had 26 points in that night. Then they lost the championship game to the host Chattanooga Mocs 76-69. Holton Hunsaker, career high in that championship game, 37 points as he hit 8 3-pointers. And the several thousand fans that were in attendance there, all of which were cheering for Chattanooga, were just, every time Holton would make one, they would just go, whoa! Like, stop the kid, for heaven's sakes. You could just hear them collectively. Holton named to the all-conference team in a losing cause. So the Wolverines should be pretty rested, Matt. They haven't played in a week, but
yeah,
not performing tonight the way a lot of folks thought they would. 24% shooting here in the first half.
Yeah, they've just gone cold, and they just haven't been able to hit the shots that they normally hit here at home, the long three-pointers. I think what would do them a lot of good is to keep trying to get that ball inside. I know they're looking to do it on this possession, but keep trying to get that ball inside, get easy baskets inside, which will open up other outside shots.
At the shot clock going off, again, the shot did not hit the rim, bounced off the backboard, but didn't hit iron, so that is a shot clock violation and another turnover, Wolverines.
Yeah, and once again, just great defensive pressure there. NJIT is trying to push out the perimeter players. They're trying to get that ball away from the three-point line, and they're just doing a nice job of crowding and not allowing anything easy for the Wolverine offense. And you see Ben Aird working hard inside and just not able to get that basketball inside because of the pressure defense. So, one way that you alleviate that pressure is with a lot of movement, with screening, and honestly at times just taking that ball and trying to beat your defender, drive past them on the perimeter. That's how you can alleviate pressure on the outside.
Working it inside, Nweke lost control of it. Thought he had a slam dunk.
Yeah, and this is something that NJIT has done a lot in the first half too, is drive and kick. They've done a really nice job of driving to the basket, and when the help defense from UVU comes, they've kicked it off to their other players. That time it was a screen that was set and kind of a roll after the screen, and nice job of getting found, but good rotational help defense. That's what NJIT does, a lot of driving, a lot of kicking, hitting their open teammates.
Well, this time it was Nick Thompson trying to drive and Nweke being called for the bump foul. His second, team's fourth against NJIT.
And that right there is exactly what you have to do. When you can't get past, or when you're being pressured outside, you got to have that attitude that you're going to drive and get past the defenders.
Under 2 minutes to go till the teams head to the locker rooms for halftime. UVU has not led here at home in this first half. Taylor Brown. Wolverines now 6 of 27 shooting. Whistle inside on the drive. Going to go against McCarthy of NJIT. His first, team's fifth. Both teams being called for 5 fouls. Very low scoring first half. 23-14. After talking about these are the top 2 scoring teams in the conference.
Yeah.
Both of them come in here and decide to play a lot of defense, or at least in UVU's case, they're just ice cold.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to hit those shots, but they've gotten good shots. If they just keep working their offense, there's no doubt that they're going to keep getting good shots.
Hosley hanging inside. Can't get it to go through the cellophane that's on top of that rim, so NJIT back with it. 1 minute left here. First half. Howard. That foul is going to go against UVU. Call that one on Ben Aird. for Ben. It's his first.
And once again, there's another drive to the basket and a nice job there. Kai Howard, if you see that pump fake that he gave, Ben came over for the initial help. Just a very small, very subtle pump fake got Ben up into the air, and as soon as he sees that, he knows that he's able to go up, and probably had in his mind that he was going to try and draw some contact.
Second trip to the free throw line for Howard. He's now 2 of 3 after making that one. NJIT has taken 5 free throws. It'll be 6 coming up here in a second. Meanwhile, Utah Valley yet to go to the stripe.
Yeah, and that's something that we haven't really seen ever at home for UVU is, normally they've been aggressive enough that they do get to the free throw line. That's an incredible point, Jim, is that they haven't shot a free throw yet in 20 minutes. And I know that that's something that probably the Wolverines, you can't really say we want to try and get to the free throw line, but you say that your aggressiveness will hopefully lead you to the free throw line.
Well, it'd be nice to see the Wolverines close this first half out on something good. Nick Thompson looks inside, nothing there. Back over to Keavi up top. 8 seconds to shoot. Nick's got it. Jumper won't go. NJIT's got 22 seconds to work with. Coach Jim Eagles tells Kai Howard as he comes by 8 seconds. I'm not sure what that means. I guess you start your move at 8 seconds. He started it long before then. Ball on the floor. Wolverines got 3 seconds to work with. Here goes Nick Thompson. Layup, no, but he's fouled from behind with 1 second left.
Yeah, then that all started on the defensive end. A lot of really good pressure. Leading that pass out, Antoine Hosley got the ball and was very conscious of the clock, and this nice pass ahead to Nick. It looks like he's going the opposite direction. He swings through there and is able to get to the basket. Really nice job of getting that ball out and Nick gathering himself. And
so the first free throws for Utah Valley come with 1 second left in the first half. Nick Thompson buries the first one. 24-15. Wolverines down by 9. Nick's got 3 points. Ben Aird, the leading scorer for UVU, with 4. 3 other players with 3, and Colton Hunsaker with just 2, and on the bench with 2 fouls. And that's how we'll send him to the locker rooms. 24-15. Who would have thunk that this game would have been such a low-scoring affair? Matt Peterson in the first half. NJIT #1 in the conference in scoring with 70 points a game, but Utah Valley 67. We'll take a break. Back with your halftime show coming up.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
I'm Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
Utah. 15 points, Matt Peterson, in the first half for UVU. And, well, there's the stats that prove how they got there.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were talking a little bit earlier how cold it has been outside here in the Utah Valley. It looks like it's extended and found its way inside for UVU. 6 of 29 from the field. You know, really 2 of 16 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. They do have 7 steals. NJIT has turned it over 11 times. You look at the statistics for the Highlanders, 10 of 25 from the field. They themselves have 6 steals and 1 of 3 from the three-point line. So, it hasn't been a great offensive first half for either team, but especially for the Wolverines, it's been, this is the most we've seen them struggle, I think, in any game by far, and the worst they've shot in any game so far.
20% shooting. They put up 29 shots and made 6. That's just astounding, at home especially. NJIT, 40% on 10 of 25 shooting. Rebounding, a huge favor of NJIT, 26-15. When you got the flu and you got cold medicine going through, the words are there, but they're not coming out, Matt. You'll experience that.
Let me point a couple of things out too, Jim. NJIT 18 points in the paint for 6 for UVU. 7 second chance points for NJIT, none for the Wolverines. 2 fast break points for NJIT, none for the Wolverines, and 11 bench points for NJIT, 3 for the Wolverines. So, they're being dominated in those, not the main statistics, but side statistics, so to speak. And, NJIT has clearly been the better team in each of those, and, that's why they've got this 9-point lead.
All right, I'm going to let you walk us through the highlights of that first half, because there really weren't a whole lot of them for UVU.
Yeah, we're going to see up-tempo. We're going to see the ball going back and forth. A lot of the highlights early on from B.J. Miller right there. He did an incredible job of being aggressive, leading the charge offensively. The Wolverines had success when they were able to get that ball inside to Ben Aird. This is what NJIT does. A lot of these highlights we're going to see, if it's not in transition, we're going to see them doing that. Driving to the basket, trying to get that ball out, driving to the rim. You see a lot of the good plays from the Wolverines here when they can get that ball off the dribble going inside as well. But, it's just been a back and forth game, so to speak, up-tempo with NJIT, that 9-point lead.
But I'm sure if you had told Coach Dick Hunsaker, look, you're going to hold NJIT to 24 points in the first half, he'd say, great, I'll take that.
Yeah, and, I'm sure he'd be surprised that when you say, hey, they're only going to score, the Wolverines are only going to score 15 points. It's been kind of a sloppy game, to be honest with you, because all of the turnovers, all the missed shots, it's definitely been a sloppy game so far. I don't expect it to be like that in the second half. I think you're going to see some adjustments from both teams. I think you're going to see a lot more focus from both teams. And let's hope that for the Wolverines' sake that they shoot the ball a little bit better, because, that's 6 field goals made in the first 20 minutes. It just isn't going to get it done, obviously.
Well, knock on wood, you can't go a whole game shooting 20%.
No, they won't. I'm sure they'll come out in the second half and be a lot better offensively.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Matt, we're going to be lucky enough to be joined here in just a minute by UVU's All-American wrestler, Ben Kerr. Ben Kerr, he started his wrestling career in Oklahoma, but then he moved to UVU, and in 4 years here, he became a NCAA All-American. He's hopeful for the 2016 Olympic team. He's got his own website. And if you haven't heard the story of Ben Kerr, trust me, it is inspiring. Take a look.
In the year 1983, I was born with a syndrome called Cruzon syndrome, and it's a craniofacial anomaly. At the age of 1, the doctors told my parents that I would have to have a reconstructive surgery, and not just one, but many of them throughout my life. So at a young age, I had to choose my destiny, I had to choose my attitude, and I had to choose to have an unconquerable spirit. That no matter how many times I got knocked down, no matter how many times I fell on my face, that as long as I got back up one more time, and as many times as I got knocked down, I'd be okay. But at the age of 1, I had that surgery, and the doctors told me, you know what? You're not going to be able to do contact sports. You're going to be very limited on the things that you can do. And so that's how my life started. And as a little kid in elementary, all you want to do is run around. It was hard for me to take in. It was hard for me to swallow. But I knew, with the support of my parents, my family, that I could do anything. And that I knew the power of choice and the power of defying the odds, creating opportunities. I knew that was possible. When I did start to wrestle, and people were watching me and thinking, oh man, what can this kid do? And he looks a little bit different than other people, but he seems to be defying the odds. He seems to be creating his own destiny. He seems to be creating his own opportunities in life, and nothing seems to stop him. I think a lot of times in life, we put a ceiling on ourselves, and we set our own limits. But from a young age, I really decided that, you know what? Our biggest obstacle is ourselves. There's going to be people every day in our lives that say, you can do this or you cannot do this. But we're the only ones that can really tell ourselves or hold ourselves back from the possible or impossible. Because I chose to live my priorities, and because I chose to defy the odds and to follow through with my dreams and my goals, even though many people alongside me said I couldn't, even though there was mocking along the way, I allowed that to fuel me, to fuel the fire.
Wow, what an inspiring story. And the man himself is here. Ben Kerr, good to see you again, my friend.
Well, thanks for having me here.
All right, 129 wins while you were at UVU. By the way, you started in Oklahoma. I'm not real clear on this, how you got to UVU from Oklahoma. How'd that happen?
You know, at a high school, I was able to be recruited by a lot of schools. I ended up going to the Sooners,
right?
You know, University of Oklahoma, and enjoyed my time there. I really enjoyed it. Went on a 2-year mission for the LDS Church, came back, and saw the opportunity here to build a program. And my club coach, all growing up, took the head job and took that opportunity and ran with it.
Where'd you serve your mission, by the way?
Right by the border, Tucson, Arizona, learned Spanish.
So you're a Spanish-speaking wrestler. Does that help at all get in some of your matches?
A little bit. Sometimes I yell out in Spanglish.
I bet. All right. You came to UVU, and the program here at UVU was pretty young at the time. So
right.
Basically, you helped build the program. I'm sure that's a great sense of pride for you.
It is. It is. I mean, to be a pioneer and to build a foundation on your back, there's a lot of stress on you, though. I mean, but with stress and with responsibility comes a lot of power and a lot of pride and more than anything, fulfillment. And that's what I took away from it, and it was a blessing.
You graduated last year. Last time we spoke, you were trying out for the Olympic team in 2012. How close did you come?
You know, I was one of the alternates in London, so I was able to go out there for about 3 weeks, tour around Europe for a little bit, and be able to be a part of the show, and it was phenomenal. It was absolutely an incredible experience for me.
So you got a taste of it, but now you're looking at 2016, right?
Yeah, I just got a little bit of the cake, but I want to eat the whole thing this year, or in 2016, and I'm ready to go.
Tell me about the training regimen that you're involved in now, getting ready for the Olympics in 2016.
You know what? When I was here in college, you wrestle all the time. You're back and forth. Every weekend you got a competition, you got a tournament. But with international tournaments and with this type of competition at this level for the Olympics, we probably compete for some serious tournaments probably once every other month.
Wow.
And so it's a lot easier on my body, but at the same time, it's a much higher level of competition. So I love it. I'm ready for it. And I'm prepping to get the gold medal.
Now, Olympics have weight classes. Are you moving up? Because most of us, when we graduate from college, we start putting on the pounds there, Ben. How you doing?
You know what? I've had to talk with my wife about my nutrition. I've actually had to lose some weight, 55 kilograms, and so it's 121 pounds. Where in college I was 125, so I've had to drop a couple pounds, but it's okay. I'm good with my nutrition and I'm ready.
All right, so we're looking, there's the faceofachampion.net. Now, are you going to keep the fans informed on that as to your status going toward the Olympics? Or are we going to be able to find out by checking that page?
Oh, absolutely. I got a blog that's attached right to my Facebook and my website, which is faceofachampion.net.
Yep.
faceofachampion.net, you can find all my updates, where I'm going to be, how I'm training, what my regimen is, and just all the updates on exciting news.
All right, Ben, good to see you again, my friend. Good luck to you, and hopefully next time we'll talk, you'll have a little medal hanging around your neck.
That's the goal, and that's what it's going to be. I appreciate it.
Ben Kerr, UVU's first All-American. All right, are we taking a break here, Ryan? All right, we're going to throw this one to a break. Back with your second half. Wolverines are down by 9 to NJIT.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
I'm Sylvia Bentley, an anthropology student at UVU studying ancient Peru, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm graduating with a diploma and a resume.
Orem, Utah, the site. Great West Conference action. First game of the season in the Great West Conference. And the Wolverines, who were picked to win the thing in the preseason, trailing NJIT at halftime, 24-15. Yeah, no kidding. The Wolverines got 15 points in the first half. Still a stunning stat to me, Matt Peterson.
Yeah, definitely. And, we talked about it a lot already, but 6 of 29 from the field, 2 of 16 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So, if I'm the Wolverines, or if I'm thinking on their behalf here, it's be very easy to get discouraged and hang your head. But to me, at this point, the sky's the limit, because honestly, in that first half, you couldn't play much worse. You look at the keys to the game.
This is what you said that UVU needed to do to win.
Yep.
They got as many rebounds as they got points, Matt.
Exactly. They're getting out rebounded 26-15. That containing the 1-2 punch. Ryan Woods only has 3 points, and when you look at Cliff Flores, he hasn't even scored in this game. So they've done a good job there. The home court presence, we got 20 more minutes of basketball here. Don't hang your heads. Don't get frustrated. Keep shooting the ball confidently with the belief that it's going to go in. And quite honestly, it's hard to believe that they could shoot much worse than they did in the first half and play much worse than they did in the first half.
Well, the good news for the Wolverines, Holton Hunsaker's back. He only got 8 minutes in that first half due to 2 fouls. Chris Flores gets the scoring started in the second half for NJIT. Flores' first 2 points. So your 2 leading scorers, 1 for each team coming in here, held pretty much just 2 points apiece at the moment. Yeah, Flores and Hunsaker.
Yeah, sorry, with Chris Flores obviously averaging a little over 14 points per game on the season. Him not scoring in the first half, you have to expect that he's going to be more aggressive. And look at these first 2 possessions, despite another turnover there, but he's been aggressive coming off screens, trying to get his momentum going towards the basket. So look for him to be a lot more aggressive, because of his scoring edge. It would just tell you he's going to try and carry his team a little bit more in the second half.
12 turnovers for NJIT, 6 for UVU. Sure seemed like UVU had a lot more than that in that first half, to be honest with you. Right now, Holton Hunsaker with it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Hunsaker for 3. Benair with the rebound, back up. He's fouled, he'll shoot 2.
A really nice job of Ben staying aggressive offense on the offensive glass there, not giving up. Got that weak side position. Holton got a great look there, but you see Ben battle his way out for the rebound going to the free throw line. I think a point to be made too, Jim, not to be unfair, but we've talked about how the Wolverines have just missed a lot of shots, but I think you have to also, when you look at that statistic, give a lot of credit to the Highlanders, because they have played really good defense. And we've seen 3, I believe it was 2 or 3 shot clock violations in the first half where the Wolverines weren't able to get a shot off. So it's not like the Wolverines are missing wide open shots. The Highlanders are contending all those shots, and their defense has been pretty spectacular. And as you mentioned, they lead the conference, right, in field goal against defense.
Exactly. Giving up only 37% shooting, but Utah Valley, number 1 in the conference in shooting at 46%. Coming in here, not in that first half, 20% shooting. NJIT, PJ Miller. Rebound comes down to Nick Thompson. Big man can dribble. Enos for 3.
Already we see a different team, a different tempo, a different attitude. Get that ball inside to Ben. He gets that offensive rebound. You get Nick pushing that ball up, Kiave spotting in the corner. Well, already you can see that they've got an increased confidence from what they had in the first half.
Yeah, we're in the second half. If you're just tuning in, it really is 26-20. Like a football score. PJ Miller stripped by Hunsaker, and Colton Hunsaker is going to be called for foul number 3.
And you got PJ Miller going to his left hand. Once again, you see the reach in there. If anything, looked like he did get him on the wrist there, but a tough call. Holton would almost be better served with his foul situation and knowing that he does play such a key role for the Wolverines to not even reach in at the last minute there, because you don't want to even risk getting called for a foul. Whether it was a foul or not, that can be argued, but don't even put the official in the position to call it, because he did there, and now Holton does have 3 fouls.
PJ Miller makes him pay. 8-point lead for NJIT. Their biggest lead was 10 in that first half. They led at halftime by 9. Holton will remain out there with the 3 fouls. Starting 5 still on the floor right now for the Wolverines. Baseline jumper. Holton Hunsaker. His first 3 of the night. He had 8 of them a week ago today.
And that was a really well-run play for UVU. Maybe when we get the next break here, we can talk a little bit more about it, but just a great executed play. And once again, the Wolverines, their defense is settling in a little bit better. There you can see they're making it a little bit harder on the Highlanders, and offensively they've got a spark with their interior play and hitting some long jumpers, and they're right back in the game.
And correct me if I'm wrong, in that last Wolverine possession, Coach Jim Ingles, who's pretty much in front of us, was screaming baseline jumper, baseline jumper.
Absolutely.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah, and the thing that I wanted to point out that made that play to me was the brief second that Nick held the ball and did just a ever so slight pump fake or ball fake to bait the defender up on him, and then he passed it off to Holton in the corner.
Benair gets it to go. Wolverines clawing their way back into this thing. Down to a 3-point lead. Wolverines yet to lead in the basketball game. Uweke's got it. It'll still be NJIT basketball.
Yeah, once again, giving up another offensive rebound. That's got to be so frustrating, because the Wolverines know that that's an area that they have to improve on, is not giving up so many offensive rebounds. But I believe NJIT's got 2 or 3 already in the half here. Make it 3 right there for sure.
Chris Flores. NJIT a 5-point lead.
With the Highlanders now going into the zone, let's see if they run a similar type play what they did to get Holton that shot on the three, in the corner. Doesn't look like they're going to be running that, but they got to get some good offensive movement here. Ball fakes, pass fakes, stay aggressive against the zone.
12 seconds, shot clock. Holton to Ben Aird. Rebound from Ben to Woods. There's a long two. Wolverines on the run the other way. Nick Thompson. Foul from behind. When we get back from the break, he will be at the free throw line shooting two. That foul going to go against TJ Miller. Wolverines down by 5.
Come join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
A week from tonight, Houston Baptist in the house. Then almost a month goes by before the Wolverines will appear on UVU TV again, hosting Texas Pan Am February 9th in Chicago State. And future WAC opponent Cal State Bakersfield closes out the TV season on March 9th. All of those will be 7 o'clock tips, Mountain Time here in Orem, Utah. Nick Thompson at the free throw line, where he's 1 of 2 tonight. Into 1 of 3.
And go back to that play that led to Nick Thompson being at the free throw line. A good weak side rebound from Ben Aird, and then he just lobbed that ball out, like a quarterback leading a receiver. Just a really nice pass leading Nick Thompson, and a nice job of getting to the free throw line. Didn't quite finish the layup, but much better life, much better focus that you can see on the part of the Wolverines to start the second half here.
4-point deficit for the Wolverines. NJIT, Chris Flores. Inside, Ben Aird might have got a piece of that one. Once again, Nuweke, though. NJIT just hustles inside. Rebound after rebound after rebound.
Yeah, it's been tough. They're fighting inside. They're giving good effort. Once again, it's
33 rebounds for NJIT, just 18 for Utah Valley.
And NJIT has 11 offensive rebounds as well. Wolverines have 5, but those offensive rebounds just give you an extra possession, just give you an extra opportunity, and if the Wolverines can shore that up, it will definitely aid them in tonight's game.
Hunsaker into Big Ben. Double team. Foul that time by Nuweke. Nuweke, that's going to be foul number 3.
Yeah, really nice job. You see Holton come off that screen there, and as soon as Holton is coming off of the screen, Ben Aird is already working inside. He's ducking in. He's getting on top of the defender. A lot of the work that he does posting up is when Holton is coming off of that screen. You see him wide open in the paint there, but it's because of the work that he puts in before the ball gets inside. Really nice job of the duck in, holding off the defender and keeping his ground.
Ben Aird 9 points tonight. Make it 10. He's the first player on either team into double figures.
Yeah, and he's much more aggressive here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Wolverines keep going inside to him, and if they don't, look for him to keep crashing the offensive glass and giving himself and his team some other opportunities.
NJIT's 10-point lead is down to just 2. Flores can't get it to go. Ben Aird gathers in the loose ball. Six minutes gone here, second half. Ben Aird starts to drive, kicks it out to Kayode. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hunsaker, shot blocked out of bounds. That block coming from Daquan Holiday.
13 seconds left on the shot clock here. Wolverines have plenty of time to get the ball in bounds. See if they run some type of play off of the inbounds. Looks like they're just going to get it in and maybe work the ball inside.
Hunsaker, fade away, will not go. McCarthy with the rebound, but tied up by Nick Thompson. So it'll belong to UVU.
Yeah, really nice job there, Nick Thompson being aware, because McCarthy had the ball clearly. But you're taught from a very young age, when you get that ball, the term chin it, you put your elbows out, get that ball right at your chin. He had it down by his stomach, away from his body, and Nick just reached out and grabbed it and got the jump ball.
Fonz. 5 straight points from UVU. And for the first time tonight, this game is tied. Not for long.
That's going to be the game plan there. Kai Howard coming off the pick on the ball. Seen it so many possessions here in the second half. Point guard, whether it's P.J. Miller, Kai Howard, Chris Flores, are going to have the ball on the perimeter. They're going to have a big guy come up and set a screen, and they're going to try and drive to the basket. We've seen it multiple times, and it's going to continue.
Ben Aird looked like a shot was blocked. They'll call a foul against NJIT. This one's going to be called against Daquan Holiday. Holiday leads the Highlanders in block shots. Got 25 of them coming in here tonight.
Yeah, really nice play there from Ben. Looks like they tried to pass that ball into the corner. I'm not sure if it was a play that they ran where trying to get the ball into the corner and Ben go and act like he's going to set a screen, and then he just slips to the basket. Looks like that's what he ended up doing there, but a really nice job of reading the defense, because there was clearly a lane to the basket, and just a good offensive read from Ben.
And in that big man matchup, Holiday with 2 block shots tonight. Ben Aird, 5 block shots so far.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that. That's, he's definitely been a presence inside, and they're going to continue to need his presence, because, as I mentioned, you're going to see a lot of these picks on the ball at the top of the key, at the three-point line. You're going to see a lot of screens and get these guard players going to the basket. So that means obviously you're going to have good individual defense, but you'll have to have good help defense. And it looks like the Wolverines have made an adjustment because of that, because they are now in a 2-3 zone. Maybe try and slow down that guard play a little bit.
Jumper outside. UVU looking to take their first lead of the ball game. Ben Aird got it. 14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 block shots for the big man. Back the other way. Maybe it's just this rim, Matt.
Yeah, it's just the one side of the floor.
UVU couldn't get a ball to go through in the first half, shooting 20%. So far here in the second half, NJIT now shooting at that same rim, shooting 21% on 3 of 14 shooting. Meanwhile, UVU 5 of 10 from the floor. And one. Ben Aird. He's just a junior, folks. And Utah Valley out in front.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Ben Aird, 12 points in the second half. He's got 16 overall.
Yeah, and going back, we saw a brief replay before we went to break, but what was the play and what set it up, we didn't see it in the replay, were the screens that were set. Nick Thompson set the first leg of the screen, got a little bit of Sean McCarthy, but then Holton came in at the very, setting the last leg of the screen and got all of McCarthy, not allowing him to get around. So really nice screen set that set up the finish from Ben.
UVU right now on a 12-2 run. Eleven and a half minutes to play. Ben Aird with another block up high, but the foul might have occurred down low. It looked like he got a good block up high, but they're going to call a foul on Ben. Maybe he got him with the body.
Yeah, you see the replay here. They switched out, so Ben, that's a tough position for him to be in, and definitely
never mind.
That foul there.
Yeah. From my angle, it looked like a good block.
It did. We did have a tough angle there, but that's a tough play for Ben. We've seen that before. What the Wolverines do oftentimes on the perimeter is they switch, and in that instance, you have Ben switching off on P.J. Miller, and that's a very tough matchup for Ben, and especially when PJ looks to go to his left all the time. It's just, that was a tough matchup on the switch.
3-point lead for UVU, 11 and a half to play. If you joined us late, the first half, quite frankly, was really strange. It was 24-15 at halftime. Wolverines scored 15 points in the first half, the lowest scoring point total in the first half they've had in the 3 years that I've been here. Ben Aird shot blocked that time by Halliday inside. Halliday being called for the foul, though. Okay, got him with the body, right?
Yeah, I think got him with the body, maybe on the off arm there, because he didn't come near getting the ball. But another really nice play set up against the zone. And what they do is they bring Holton dribbling the ball on the right wing. They put Chiave going to the corner. That way the defender has to go out on him because Chiave is a good three-point shooter. And it leaves such space on the block. Ben just finds that space and is able to fill it. And then with an easy shot, easy jumper, and the defense, in that case, it was the center who had to rotate over and rotated over too late. So nice job of using the zone defense to the Wolverines' advantage.
You saw Sean McCarthy coming in for Daquan Halliday. Sean McCarthy, 6'10". Halliday goes to the bench with 3 fouls. NJIT quickly back the other way.
Yeah, that looked more like the NJIT of the first half, because pushing that ball up, Kai Howard so aggressive, getting it up, looking like he was going to come off a double screen, but he took it away from the screen and was able to get the layup.
Howard and Miller both with 10 points each for NJIT. Just a 2-point lead for the Wolverines and a turnover on the run. Chris Flores working against Chiave.
That was superior defense there from Chiave, because he didn't compound the mistake of the turnover for the Wolverines by committing a foul. He got his body, he got himself in position, and at least challenged the shot, didn't create a foul, and a nice job of playing defense there in transition.
Hunsaker's shot won't go. Nick Thompson can't get it to follow to drop. NJIT coming back the other way. That foul going to be called against Chiave Enos.
See, these last 2 possessions, you see what happens when you get the big guys running down. They're not out, they're not back in transition defense fast enough, because NJIT is pushing that ball, and it puts so much pressure on the back guards, whether it be Holton or whether it be Chiave. They're playing transition defense on a man coming at them full steam ahead, and it's just, that's what we saw so much in the first half. We didn't see it in the first 10 minutes here, but the Highlanders have picked up that area, picked up that game plan, it looks like here. Get that ball up and get it moving.
Both free throws good from P.J. Miller. We're tied. Again. Third time this score's been tied in this game. Ten minutes left here in Orem in regulation. Utah Valley no stranger to overtime. They've played 3 overtime games. 2 of them coming here at home. Might be a little too early to talk about that. Holton, all sorts of contact inside. Holton Hunsaker, all 6 foot of him, runs into Sean McCarthy's 265, 6'10" frame.
Yeah, nice job of crossover at the free throw line there. Nice job of not being afraid of the contact and even wanting and creating the contact there. I think in the second half, UVU has done a much better job against both defenses, against the man-to-man and against the zone. They've been a lot more crisp in their movements, without the ball and with the ball. And they've done a nice job of passing and pump faking when they're going against that zone, and it's gotten them a lot of open shots here.
McCarthy picks up foul number 4, so he'll take a seat, replaced by Noweke. Noweke's got 3. Holiday's on the bench with 3. Noweke's out there with 3, and now McCarthy's on the bench with 4 for NJIT. Hunsaker at the free throw line. He's got 3 fouls of his own. He only got 8 minutes of play in that first half because of 2 fouls. Got the 2 free throws to go. Wolverines lead it now by 2.
And when you get that zone defense and you can space it because you hit a couple of outside jumpers, it just puts tension, puts a lot of stress on the zone defense to expand and get out to the shooters on the three-point line. That leaves a lot of space, a lot of opportunities, and the Wolverine guards have done a good job of driving and penetrating.
Sidnor drives. Foul inside. Alfonso Hubbard. I thought it might be on Ben Aird.
Yeah.
At first, that would have been his 3rd.
I think they got Alfonso coming in from behind there, swiping at the ball. Looked like he got a lot of ball on the swat there.
For Hubbard, his 2nd, team's 4th. NJIT's bench all excited about that because they've been whistled for 7 fouls here in the second half. And that's just the 4th foul called against UVU. We've mentioned several times these 2 teams were pretty evenly matched coming in here. Taylor Brown checking in for Alfonso Hubbard. Taylor looking for his first points of the evening. Right now it's the Ben Aird show. He's got 18 points. Nobody else in double figures for the Wolverines. We're tied again. Thanks to Nigel Sidnor. Freshman from Baltimore ties us up. Ben Aird, 20 points. The drive no good. A blocking foul going to be called on Taylor Brown.
See, once again, this left-handed drive. I'm amazed with the Wolverines. A lot of times when you have a player, obviously who favors his right or favors his left hand, you try and force him the other in opposite direction. But P.J. Miller has just had his way going left, and I think the Wolverines need to do a better job of not letting him drive to his left, using a strong hand, making him go the other direction. Nearly every drive we've seen him make tonight has been to that left hand, and you see what a wide open lane he had to his left hand on that play.
You're saying P.J. Miller, left hand. Why does he wear the warmer on the right arm?
That's a good question. Deception, maybe, right? Now, we're going to get a timeout here from the Highlanders. I wanted to make a point of that last offensive possession for UVU because that was perfect basketball. When you get that ball in the corner to Taylor Brown, he finds Nick Thompson right at the high post, and just a really easy, really nice high-low right into Ben Aird. So, that's the type of movement and that's the type of shot that you can get when you're going against a zone defense.
For the folks looking in from NJIT and don't know much about UVU, we're here in Orem, Utah, about 45 minutes south of downtown Salt Lake City. 32,000 plus students here at UVU. Yeah, no kidding. One of the largest public universities in the state of Utah. Wolverines colors, green and yellow. Great West Conference this year. They'll be in the WAC as of July 1st, 2013. Western Athletic Conference making that announcement earlier this fall. UVU, one of the most up-and-coming athletic programs in the country. Recruiting guys like Ben Aird, who was recruited by every school in the country, he told me, except Duke and North Carolina. Everybody else in the ACC went after him. Everybody in the WAC, everybody in the Mountain West, everybody in the Pac-10, everybody in the Big 12 wanted Ben Aird, and he showed up here at UVU. And right now, UVU's glad to have him because he's got 20 points, 7 rebounds. And let me check the stats to see how many block shots. They're still crediting him with 5, Matt. Heck of a game, though.
Yeah, he's carried him in the second half here. I mean, he's had help. It's, he's like we talked about on that certain plays when he, gets some great screen set for him. But he's been the one to finish the plays. He's done it all. He's rebounded. He's blocked shots. He's got to the free throw line, and he has been that interior force and really the one to carry the load for UVU, getting him back into the game.
Just a junior from Bountiful. His other junior teammate, Holton Hunsaker, drives in. Right there to follow, Ben Aird. 22 points. His career high is 26. He had that last week at the Dr. Pepper Classic. 8:40 to play. Wolverines nursing a 2-point lead. Chris Flores inside to Nowicki. That was kind of a strange looking possession that time.
Yeah, and that's a tough play because Ben comes up with that original block and then it just falls right back into Nowicki's lap there. But, once again, giving up second chance opportunities, second shots with offensive rebounds.
Taylor Brown will cycle it up top with 12 seconds on the shot clock for the Wolverines. Hunsaker running point guard. And NJIT coming up with almost a steal. Ball still loose. Everybody in the world diving for it. And Holton Hunsaker touched it last before it touched that sideline. So that will belong to NJIT. 7:55 to play here in Orem, Utah. Wolverines and NJIT all tied up at 44 points apiece. We told you it'd be close. This one couldn't get any closer.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Ben Aird putting on a show tonight for UVU. He's got 22 points. He's got half of the Wolverine point total. Just under 8 minutes to play. We're tied at 44. Matt Peterson, can you say enough about Ben Aird?
Not tonight. He's done it all. I mean, as you said, he's got half the Wolverine points. He's rebounding the basketball. He's blocking shots inside with 8 rebounds. He now has 6 blocks. So, he's been a force to be reckoned with tonight. And, hopefully he's going to have the ability to finish off here in the last 8 minutes.
NJIT letting scoring right now by P.J. Miller's 14. Kai Howard off the bench with 10. They're the 2 NJIT players in double figures. Howard's got it. Hanging jumper. No. Ben Aird pulls down his 9th rebound. Working on a double-double is Ben. Hubbard inside to Nick Thompson. Lost the handle, got it back. Nick couldn't get it to go. Ben Aird's going to get credited with that.
Just a nice play there. Obviously, Nick looked like double teamed, triple teamed inside, got the shot off, but good things happen when you go to the basket and you're right at the rim, and Ben's taking a charge right there. Nice job of rotating over.
Wow. Ben Aird's out there with 2 personal fouls. He has the double-double. He gets credit for this, for the rebound, and then comes down and draws the charge. Got the rebound and the putback. 24 points, 10 rebounds now for Ben Aird.
Yeah, and those are the plays that you don't see in the stats, but make a world of difference, because it's more than just taking a charge. It's having the awareness of where you are on the court, where your teammates are, where they are, and then making a play when the play breaks down.
This Wolverine team seems to depend on somebody every night to come up big. Alfonso Hubbard scores inside. A week ago at Austin Peay, Ben Aird had a career-high 26 points. Then the next night was Holton Hunsaker, career-high 37, when Ben only had 2 points. Tonight, Ben Aird again. Ben very lucky not to be called for a foul that time. Wolverines come away with the miss.
And the last offensive possession, UVU ran great timing, good screens. Alfonso with a nice finish, and they're just going to keep going inside. Ben maybe rush that one just a little bit.
Flores. Just 2 of 11 shooting for Chris Flores, conference's leading scorer coming in here at 16.5 points a game. He's only got 4 tonight. Turnaround jumper from P.J. Miller won't go. The follow won't go. Rebound NJIT. Ben Aird blocks that shot. He might have a triple-double before this thing's over with.
Wow, good defense there. Obviously, the offensive rebounds were really the Achilles heel in that possession, but Ben Aird with a nice block, doing it all once again.
7 block shots, 11 rebounds, 24 points. 5.5 minutes to play. Wolverines out by 4. Turnover. NJIT coming back. Kai Howard takes it in, and Holton Hunsaker is going to be whistled for his 4th personal foul. Tried to get in front of him.
Yeah, that's a good call to me, because Holton kind of slid over as the offensive player Kai Howard was going to the basket, but I thought Holton was still moving. He wasn't fully set there, and gets called for the foul. I think, to me, coming down the last 5.5 minutes here, it's going to be about a couple things defensively. It's going to be about defending in transition, being able to get back on turnovers or missed shots for UVU. They got to make sure they get back in transition, and then it's man-to-man defense on the perimeter. How are you going to guard these perimeter players? How are you going to guard the picks on the ball? What are you going to do to defend those? I know they've practiced it. I know they're going to have a game plan in place, but it's going to come down to defending one-on-one on the perimeter.
That was the first free throw NJIT has missed this half. They're now 14 of 18 overall from the free throw line. Wolverines' lead is 3. Fonz. Ben Aird. Wow. Ben Aird has just tied a career high with 26 points.
That's a driveway move. That's what you practice in your driveway when you're growing up. That's an incredibly tough finish. Ben made it look easy. And another block there. He's going to get credit with a block on that shot.
And this is going to belong to UVU. One official saying it's UVU's ball. The other, I think, was calling a foul.
You see Ben on the replay here. He got a piece of that ball. Maybe, hopefully, he gets credited with the block there. I don't know what they called. If they called anything, it was going to be off the ball. Yeah.
It's a double foul. The foul's going to go against Chris Flores of NJIT and Keavi Enos.
Yeah, it's getting pretty chippy out there. I've noticed it for the, really the start of the second half. A lot of the perimeter players, the intensity is definitely picked up, and obviously in this situation, cooler heads have to prevail. You can't put yourself into a situation where you get a silly foul or any type of a technical. You got to keep your head in check here, and don't let the opposing team get the better of you.
3 fouls now on Chris Flores. Wolverines out by 5. This matches their biggest lead. They never led in the first half. Trailed at halftime by 9 points. What a turnaround. That ball goes off the foot of Nweke. It still belonged to Utah Valley.
Yeah, and that was very lucky. Nweke got his foot on the ball because NJIT had sent 2 men chasing Holton off of the double screen, leaving Alfonso open underneath off of the first leg of the screen. So, a nice kick there to prevent the pass inside for the layup.
6 seconds to shoot. Keabe gives over to Holton. He'll take a long 3. Ball goes out of bounds. NJIT possession. Holton just 2 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. He's been somewhat limited due to foul trouble. Had 2 in the first half, got 4 right now. So thank goodness for Ben Aird's 26 points. He's the only player for UVU in double figures. Next closest is Hunsaker's 7. 4 minutes left. NJIT will take a 3. Got it.
Yeah, going to get a timeout, and I saw that play happening from the very beginning. Wolverines knew, you could hear their coaches calling out what play it was. But just like NJIT on the previous possession, 2 Wolverine players, Nick Thompson and Keabe Enos, trailed the player that was coming towards NJIT's bench, leaving Ryan Woods wide open for just a space, finding some open space and a 3-point shot. So some miscommunication as 2 guys went to 1 and left Ryan Woods wide open.
We talked about it ad nauseum in the first half about how bad UVU was shooting, but here in the second half, Ben Aird at UVU playing much better.
Yeah, Ben's got his fingerprints all over this game in many different ways. Offense, defense, he's done it all. And he's gonna have to finish off strong here. Hopefully he's able to do that, but it takes a total team effort to win here. Wolverines have put themselves in good position. The previous possession, NJIT did the same thing they're doing right now, going into this, not really a full court trapping defense, just maybe looking to slow down the Wolverines, put some pressure on Holton in the backcourt, and you got P.J. Miller down, so a 4-on-5 here for UVU.
P.J. Miller hustling back, grimacing. Ben Aird with the rebound, back up, he's fouled from behind. So Ben will be at the line. P.J. Miller coming from way back, ran the length of the floor, grimacing. I don't know if it was an ankle or a knee or what, but he's hurting a lot. 3:41 to play, Wolverines leading by 2. In that first half, Matt, UVU 20% shooting. Second half, UVU 48% shooting.
Yeah.
In that first half, NJIT shot 40%. In the second half, they're shooting 23%.
Yeah, it's just been incredible how that's happened.
Wolverines leading by only 2 here in Orem, Utah.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities. Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Ben Aird just 2 block shots away from a triple-double. He's already got 26 points and 13 rebounds to go along with 8 block shots. If he gets a triple-double, it'll be UVU's second triple-double in their history, and it will come in 2 out of the last 3 games.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, I wasn't there to see the triple-double of Nick Thompson, but it takes a lot. We've seen the effort that Ben has put together tonight, and he's close to it. but it takes a lot of effort, and it takes you being a lot of places on the floor and on the court to put up numbers like that.
Right now, Ben Aird with a career high, tying 26 points. He had 26 points in the first round of the Dr. Pepper Classic on Friday of last week. He's tied that total tonight, and he's still sitting at 26. Misses both those free throws. 3:35 to play. Wolverines nursing a 2-point lead.
Sorry, Jim, whatever shot goes up here for the Highlanders, got to have everybody crashing the offensive glass here.
Shots are not followed for Ryan Woods or anybody else from NJIT. And we'll see who that foul's going to get called on. Nick Thompson. Oh, wait. Alfonso Hubbard.
Yeah, just as I was mentioning it, you got to have everybody come down and crash the offensive glass. You see Alfonso hit upside the head. That was the call of the official.
I think the officials had their choice of who to call a foul on that time.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Just pick a player.
They had the official, Casey McClellan, clearly indicating that he was hit upside the head, and looking at the replay, that definitely happened.
The last time these two teams played, they went overtime. That was in Chicago, the semifinals last year, the Great West Conference Tournament. Right now we're tied at 50. 3 minutes and change left here in Orem, Utah in regulation. Ben Aird fadeaway. That one won't go. Chris Flores with a rebound.
Great execution there, good timing. The Wolverines got the look that they wanted, just not the shot to drop. So once again, they have to rely on this defensive effort. Setting a lot of screens, trying to get Ryan Woods coming open for some shots.
Outside jumper for 3. Missed. Chris Flores back up, missed again. Rebound to Weke. He got it to go. NJIT on a 7-0 run. They regain the lead by 2. Hunsaker for 3. Rebound, Holiday. Ty Howard with the ball. Gives over to Holiday. Chris Flores. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Coming up on 2 minutes left here on the game clock. 3-pointer. That one from Chris Flores. It's a 10-0 run after UVU had pushed it out to a 5-point lead. UVU hasn't scored since their last basket anyway. It was with 5 minutes and 11 seconds left.
And Jim, you had mentioned it before. It's kind of been a tale of 2 halves, and within those 2 halves, it's been a game of runs because both teams have put together some runs. The Wolverines got back in the game with a run of their own. The game was tight for a little bit, and now the Highlanders have stretched it out a little bit. So, Wolverines a little less than 2 minutes here, down by 5 points. Going to have to play some tough basketball here defensively, and don't panic. They have plenty of time. They've got a lot of time to get a good shot. Just don't force anything. Don't take anything that's not there. And then when you're back on that defensive end, man, I mean, it's just been killer watching all the offensive rebounds. The NJIT has 18 offensive rebounds. I believe in the last game against Chattanooga, the Wolverines gave up 16 offensive rebounds. So, that has been just something that has really hurt them in the last 2 games.
Under 2 minutes to play, Wolverines down by 5. Alfonso Hubbard out to Hunsaker. Thought about a 3, backs it up. 1.5 minutes to go. Coach Dick Hunsaker wants to take a quick timeout. Talk to his troops with 14 seconds on the shot clock and 1:32 on the game clock.
And I think Coach is a little upset there with Holden because he may have thought Holden had an open 3-point shot after the play was run. A couple of screens, couple of down screens set for Holden to come off of that, but Coach gets that timeout, 14 seconds left, knows the importance of this possession and getting a good shot.
55-50. NJIT has never won against UVU on this floor. They did win a conference game that was held here against another opponent, but they've never beaten UVU on this floor. Right now, they lead it by 5 with 1:32 to play. "14 seconds to shoot." Nick Thompson will trigger. He'll get it into Keabe. 10 seconds to shoot. Keabe looking for help. 5 seconds to shoot. Out to Keabe. Holton Hunsaker and Chris Flores got tied up. Holton hits the deck hard. Flores hits the deck hard. That foul's going to get called against Chris Flores. His 4th personal foul. So now both Chris Flores and Holton Hunsaker with 4 fouls each.
You know, that was off the ball. We'll see if we get a replay here. You see Holton and Chris going in.
Wow.
You know, that's tough to say that that's a foul on Flores there, because he was standing there and, you know, Holton ran into him there. To me, what would have been best in that situation is just a no call, especially, you know, you have Coach Engels here in front of us yelling you can't call that in the last minute and a half. That's not something that you call there, but that seemed to me like a no call, nothing intentional there, not an intentional foul, but nevertheless, great break for UVU. Holton, best free throw shooter on the team, going to the free throw line.
He hasn't missed from the stripe tonight. He's 3 of 3, 8 points overall for the junior out of North Salt Lake City, Utah. 5th leading scorer in the conference. Gets them both to go down. Chris Flores has 7 points. Holton Hunsaker has 8. Hunsaker to the bench with those 4 fouls with 1:19 to play, replaced by Antoine Hosley, who's got fresh legs, and boy, is Antoine fast when he needs to be.
Yeah, he's a very good on-ball defender. You know, let's see what the Highlanders do here. They're still being active. No surprise here getting the ball into the hands of Chris Flores, and no surprise, another offensive rebound.
Under a minute to go. Jumper for 3 from Woods. No. Another offensive rebound for NJIT. Howard pulled that one down. Finally, a timeout call by NJIT. 46.8 seconds to play. It'll be NJIT basketball. Well, partner, you mentioned it. Time after time after time, just offensive rebounding. They've got 49 rebounds total, does NJIT. 20 of them are offensive.
Yeah. I mean, it just gives you so many additional opportunities. I mean, and they're all, it's not like they're long rebounds. They're not coming off of long 3-point shots. They're all just inside, off of short jumpers, inside jump shots. They're just beating, NJIT is just beating the Wolverines to the ball inside. And, you know, you have to believe that they watched the game, or at least saw the statistics from the game against Chattanooga, where Chattanooga had a lot of offensive rebounds, and they felt like they had an opportunity to exploit at that point. And you look at the Highlanders' 15 second chance points. So, I mean, it's just, it's been there. I mean, no more critical possession than this one for UVU. You know, they don't want to foul, don't want to give up any free throws, but force a tough shot here. Don't give any easy baskets, but you have to come down with that defensive rebound.
40 seconds on the game clock, 26 on the shot clock. So NJIT can burn off a lot of time here, leading by 3.
And don't want any silly foul out here. You like pressure. You don't need to foul. This is a good defensive possession here.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Nick Thompson comes up with a steal. He'll take it home. He blew it.
They got a foul. They're going to have to get up there and foul.
I don't think Nick Thompson had decided whether he wanted to lay it up or slam it down. And when you're indecisive, wow, you don't get many looks like that.
Well, and you have to feel for him, because, you know, obviously the pressure of the moment. He makes a great defensive effort here. He doesn't foul when he goes for the steal. I think you're right. He just didn't know what to do. Probably thought about dunking it. thought about laying it up and was just caught in between, maybe fearing that there was a defender coming from behind chasing him down, but just an unfortunate turn of events there for sure.
NJIT leads by 3. 13.4 seconds left. Nick Thompson, 1 of 7 shooting, by the way, from the floor. Just 4 points tonight, 7 rebounds. I think it'll be Woods at the free throw line, right? They fouled Woods?
Yeah, I believe they fouled Woods, so.
Which is too bad because he is the 7th best free throw shooter in the nation. Ryan Woods for NJIT. He's not been to the stripe tonight. He's only missed 3 free throws all season. 92% free throw shooter.
Make or miss here. Obviously, you're going to have to block out, keep your fundamentals that you have on the free throw line here, and hopefully he misses 2, but if nothing else, maybe get 1 miss out of him, and this is a 1-on-1 situation.
Well, when you're 7th in the nation in free throw shooting out of 4,000 Division I college basketball players, there's a good chance he's not going to miss.
That's true. See what the Wolverines do off of the make here, if they get a timeout or if they're just going to look to push that ball up. NJIT is going to keep this pressure that they've had, kind of this full court man-to-man, not really a trapping defense, just full court pressure.
Well, it's a 2-possession game for the Wolverines right now.
Yeah.
Holton Hunsaker. They'll take it all the way, dish it off for a 3-point attempt from Hosley. That won't go. Tracked down by NJIT. And that is going to be how this one ends. First time ever NJIT has beaten UVU at home. 57-52. 57-52. Hard to believe that the Wolverines score just 15 points in the first half and end up with 52 overall. NJIT improves to 7-8. They are now 1-0 in conference play. Wolverines 0-1. Thanks for being here. Wolverines lose this one. Heck of a game, though, here in Orem, Utah.